Why does anxiety cause extreme tiredness? Anxiety causes extreme tiredness because the body is constantly on alert. Is there anything we can do to avoid being exhausted? The biggest problem with anxiety occurs when it is disproportionate to the real situation and generates an extreme tiredness that is difficult to manage. The organism becomes unnecessarily hyperactive. Cortisol and adrenaline circulate through our body, giving the danger signal that we have to be very attentive for what is coming. This, sustained over time, severely affects the different areas of a person's life. Let's see what is this extreme tiredness associated with anxiety and what can be done to improve the quality of life. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on notifications for upcoming videos. You can also leave your opinion in the comments. When anxiety and disorders derived from it become chronic, they cause exhaustion and fatigue because the person is on permanent alert. Some of the most common symptoms in which we observe this fatigue may be the following. Muscle tension and discomfort. You may be familiar with the situation of feeling that you are contracted. It also manifests itself in cases of bruxism during sleep. Insomnia and other sleep disorders. It seems paradoxical to be so tired and not be able to sleep, but the truth is that anxiety activates a loop of ruminating thoughts, triggering worry and anguish. Stomach problems. While these symptoms are not linked to exhaustion, they are linked to the effects of anxiety. Of course, if we do not eat enough because of this, the body does not have the necessary energy. Panic attacks. They occur suddenly, from one moment to the next. There is a very powerful feeling of shortness of breath, anguish, even with the idea that we are about to die. How to control anxiety to avoid extreme fatigue. The consequences of anxiety, in addition to extreme fatigue, can be summarized in discomfort, anguish, and even affect interpersonal relationships and work performance. That is why it is so important to intervene. Some of the tips to face anxiety are the following. Breathe and do some relaxation exercises. As we pointed out, the drawback with anxiety is that it feeds back, so that thoughts that start small end up in real problems. To regain some peace of mind, it is necessary to breathe deeply. Diaphragmatic breathing is one of the most recommended. In this way, we can distract ourselves from anxious thoughts and lower our heart rate and state of alertness. Relaxation exercises help us to return to the here and now, to stop thinking about the future. In many occasions, as a guide, people with anxiety store in their cell phones some guided meditation. Doing some sport. Physical exercise is also a way to help control anxiety that leads to extreme tiredness. In spite of the fatigue, it is essential to go outside and exercise. Initiate psychological therapy. For example, cognitive therapy seeks to teach resources to question and doubt the anxious thoughts that arise. In this way, the aim is to interrupt ruminative thinking, which leaves us locked in a dead end. One of the most recommended strategies has to do with cognitive therapy based on mindfulness. We also work on social skills training, which allows emotional regulation and better coping with anxiety. Learning to prioritize worries. A good exercise is to write down worries on a list and try to rate them in terms of their severity or importance. Then take it a step further and ask yourself how much we can intervene in certain situations. It is important to know that, many times, anxiety is more related to the interpretation of the event than the event itself. Healthy habits improve anxiety-induced fatigue. In addition to the recommended suggestions, it is very important to encourage self-care to prevent anxiety from generating extreme fatigue. This is achieved with certain healthy guidelines, such as a balanced diet, avoiding caffeine and other stimulants, and seeking recreational and leisure activities. It is also recommended to stay away from screens, not spending so much time connected to social networks. In conclusion, there is a connection between anxiety and extreme tiredness. Anxiety is exhausting from both the physical and psychological level. Insistent and threatening thoughts make us tired. Activating oneself to do well in a job interview can be positive, but blocking oneself by anxiety for that same situation is counterproductive.